Good evening. My name is Daniel Gonzalez. This is ITL 606. I'm going to be doing my discussion board. It's going to be based on the eighth grade teacher is teaching a lesson on literacy elements. The teacher has several students with EL and attention needs and prefers to teach an interactive and cooperative learning lesson, as this will ensure mastery of the content and engagement. To build upon learners' funds of knowledge, prior knowledge, the teacher chooses a novel that the students have read prior to describe the various elements. However, the students appear not to be engaged. So after reading this text, after reading the instructions of the eighth grade teacher and her lesson planned for her interactive and cooperative learning lesson, I would have first started the class by asking my students how many of them remember the novel, how many of them have read it, or just to kind of gauge what they remember of the novel. This would give me a good idea of their funds of knowledge of the novel, and it allows for students to openly discuss what they know about it. After gathering this small piece of information, I would have chose the jigsaw grouping strategy for this interactive lesson. One reason I chose this instructional grouping was based on their prior understanding of the novel. This grouping and strategy will help students to engage within their groups. Students can share thoughts and ideas within the groups with one another. This strategy allows for a lot of group discussions. It allows for the group kind of to monitor themselves and kind of carry the conversation. You know, as the teacher, you're obviously going to give them to a starting topic. So as a teacher, you can monitor these jigsaw groups by walking around while reading, or once finished reading, you can prompt these groups on different topics or events to discuss within their groups. Another reasoning for this group or this strategy is that I can place my EL students with stronger English proficiency students to help expand their knowledge of English and help them with pronunciations, or just kind of give them an assistance, not always coming from me, but maybe from one of their, classmates. It allows for class inclusion, and it allows for good discussions to be held within the groups due that they're small. I could place my special ed students in other groups to work with the general students. That way, all the students have various types of learners in the groups. I would definitely put these types of students not in the same group. I would put them differently scattered throughout the class in different groups. All students will become more comfortable within these groups and build trust, confidence, and allow for class inclusion to be organically for future lessons and group work. By placing students within these smaller groups, friendships and bonds are going to be created just in general. I think that this will help greatly with EL students, with general ed students, and with SPED students to engage within the class, and not just engage with their teachers, but also to engage with their classmates and possibly gain friendships and build on that. Finally, by grouping or having this jigsaw grouping strategy in your tool belt as a teacher, it helps all the students, whether EL, SPED, or general ed. It creates a form of belonging, trust, and friendship within your classroom. It inspires teamwork and cooperation by students, which becomes more of a life skill for all to gain and learn, whether the student is an EL, a SPED, or general ed student. It creates a form of equality and helps students accept all types of people from different backgrounds and learning disabilities and cultural barriers. It creates a class of complete inclusion from all walks of life. I use the jigsaw grouping strategy currently within our classroom when we were able to. I know now with Zoom and being on Zoom, we haven't really been in the classroom to use it functionally. But once we do go back, we will be using that and implementing that within our class structure. Currently, I'm at Olive Vista Middle School. I'm in the alternate curriculum, moderate to severe. So the students really enjoy this grouping strategy. They kind of actually ask for it because they all like to speak and conversate. Some students are a little more introverted, so it does help a lot with those students. So that was my class discussion. Thank you very much, and have a good one.